with the introduction.
You haven't been through my gallery yet, have you?
And no, not yet.
Well, that's what you'll probably have to do. But anyway,
Yes.
I'll tell you who I am and what I do. Well,
Yes.
ask me a question.
Okay, let us start with the introduction first.
Sure.
Yes.
Introduce me.
So
What am I supposed to say?
your name, say your name and probably your background, and tell us a little bit about this business, how you started it and how you have reached this level.
Okay, am I to say something?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Nani Croze. I started Kitengela Glass about 46 years ago. And I'm from a family of 4 generations of artists. And well, coming to Africa, I came in 1948. No, that's wrong, 58. And we had a letter with my first husband. We were in Oxford at that time. And we had a letter from the university saying, would you like to go to Serengeti to study elephants? And we said, yes. And my firstborn son and us, we went down to Serengeti for 4 years, where we studied elephants and established the Max Planck Institute and had a wonderful time. Africa. For, young Europeans who had heard about it but never been here. After that, we were going to go back via Africa to Europe, but the car broke down. So we stayed in Kenya.
Okay.
Next was that I started here, Kitengela Glass, when the Maasai were given their title deeds, and it was all savannah. And the savannah turned into a forest once I got here. I cut the grass, I made my walls. It's all cob houses, mud house. My first house I built with the 3 Maasai ladies and we built it with mud and grass and cow dung. As you should remember, and everybody in Kenya should know, that's how you make your houses. And after that, well,
Continue.
it'll give you something. Anyway, so I built all my houses like that, and I still am building like that. And my guru, my favorite architect is Gaudi. Gaudi comes from Barcelona. You can all Google it up and see where what Gaudi did when he was alive. What else?
So you said that where did you study this business of turning old glass into something valuable? Did you go to some kind of school as well?
I did go to university in Exeter, England, but I thought it was very boring, and these people were teaching me things I already knew, so I left the university. And I felt I knew it better. After that, yes, I did once go to a school in America for glass making, but they were already glass blowing, but they were already busy, so I learned stained glass making. I'm actually a mural maker. I have done lots of murals in town, and maybe you should go over there.
Yeah,
And my architect then said after a while, look, Nani, you have 3 small children, and you can't make enough money for Kenyan schools for your murals. I don't know if you've seen the mural behind the French Alliance Française, and then there's the German one. That's the Goethe Institute, and there's a very large lady, and she's holding some roots for the plants of the future, and next to her are 2 children. And you should all, who see this, should all have gone and seen this picture. It's very large, it's about 4 stories high. And the way I used to do my murals was with relief, concrete relief, not just painting because it washes off after a while. But I built it up with concrete, and then the whole thing was a concrete relief, and then I painted it afterwards. And so this lady has been standing there for a long time, and a lot of Kenyans have asked me, they like it a lot. And they've asked me, this lady and the two children, there's a boy who's eating a mahindi, and there's a girl with a textbook. And they all say, so, but where's the husband? And I keep saying, where's the husband ever when you need him? Never mind. You don't have to put that in. Where's the man ever when you need him? Anyway, that and lots of other murals that I've done all over town. And my architect said, Nani, we've got a lot of missionaries coming into this country, and you can't keep your children in school with the murals. You've got to do something else. Why don't you do stained glass windows for the churches? They're all doing churches, chapels, cathedrals. So I thought, yeah, why not? I've never heard of it before, but I went to England to a college which I knew before. You might be better off over here. And
yeah, okay.
yeah, do you want to stop a minute? Because
Yes.
they're going to make a lot of noise. They
Yeah.
love me talking.
Yeah, continue. Yes, okay.
Okay, I'm continuing.
Mm.
So I went to London, Goddard and Gibbs, and but they hear me talking, you know, and they want to talk back.
Okay.
And I learned I had about 3 weeks, and everybody was busy because in England, you know, everybody drinks tea every 5 minutes. So to get through to learn how to make stained glass took a while, and I had to come back because I had my kids here. And the first husband had left because he wanted to go to the UN and live in Musaiga and things like that. So I came back with a little bit of learning of how to do stained glass. Stained glass is colored glass, and you cut it, and you sometimes paint it if you want to do faces, and then lead canes.
What was the name of that college?
Of the what?
Of the college you went
It
to?
wasn't really a college, it's a glass making place, and they're called Goddard and Gibbs in London.
Okay.
And they're still friends of mine.
Okay.
So I came back, I had to import colored glass from England, of course, where I had just been. And then lead canes, which I got from Belgium. And so I learned, I started it here, but importing colored glass is very expensive. Lead canes, the same. And so slowly I learned it's better to make it yourself. And finally I realized that to make it yourself, you have to recycle. All these horrible bottles, everybody in Kenya drinks, and there's bottles everywhere. And I thought of recycling bottles, and that's how it started.
Okay.
And if you want to do interior design, well, we did lots of lamps and things like that as well.
Okay. So before
And windows, of course.
before we proceed, you said your first mural was in which? Do you remember specifically the building where you
Yes.
did your first mural? What is
Yes.
the name of it?
It's Mandeleo Yawanawake.
Okay.
It was and it still is, I think, the women's organization, the women's group.
All right.
If you don't want them to shout at you, maybe we have to cover them or something.
No, we are just okay.
Are you okay?
Yes, yeah, okay. So next question. Apart from all bottles and all glass, which other materials do you use to make your products?
I use gas. You can imagine how difficult that is. Because to melt the glass, you need gas to make it hot enough. 1,200, 400 degrees of temperature to melt the glass. And that at the moment is very, very difficult. doing their best. And that's how I managed to get enough money for them in. But the rest of the crew up here and for the animals and my cows, it's very tough. It's very tough indeed.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.